Is that
I
today?
found a game. No, I've decided I'm doing that on April the 1st.
Gotcha, because I was going to
Because
say doing a 6-hour stream after doing a 3 or 4 hour stream is pretty intense.
yeah, well, I already do a 2-hour stream after this, and it does kill me.
Yeah, I mean, I stream tonight
So
too, so yeah,
so
I
I
get
don't
it.
know how you do it. Like 2 hours is like my maximum. So being here for like 3 or 4 hours is a lot.
I find it really depends on the game. Like with Civilization, I could stream for 6 to 8 hours, which I thought
Yeah.
I was just incapable of doing. I didn't realize how much easier Civ was to stream than other things.
Mm. I've got an apocalypse game, which I think is going to be nice and easy to stream. Think of those people who've been here a while. Think Mr. Prepper, but slightly different. Sky9 has subscribed. Welcome to the Horde. If you look to your left and to your right, you'll see there are no exits. And I'm sorry. Okay. I should probably get started. I'm gonna get the washi tape out because of course I am.
Mm-hmm. I'm just
I'm
doing
trying to
things
look.
like updating my title after I go live, so that way the emails will be wrong. Sorry, everybody who gets emails.
Your emails are always wrong.
I know.
It's
Yeah, don't trust your
fine.
email. That's what I'm trying to teach. This is, you should be paying me for this. Wait, I was gonna say they are paying me. Okay.
They are they are paying you, Joe.
Yeah, maybe I should get stuff right then. Hey, Guten Morgen, Bogwitch.
You know what? I'm going to use this tape and I'm going to make it slightly silvery because I've got Sharpies. Sharpies.
Shoppies.
Sharpies.
That sounds very
I know.
Australian. Throw another sketch on the Shoppy. I don't know.
I have had a really terrible night's sleep, just so you're aware.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
if I don't laugh at your jokes, it's because they're not funny.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say that wasn't funny. There was no redeeming quality to that. That was low effort, and it didn't structurally really make sense. Like, I think you're in the clear.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I had being back at work dreams, and
Oh no.
that was awful. I didn't like those. Those are not fun.
Mm. Welcome, Badger Spanner, Jules, Dottie Matrix, Duskadair, Hedge Bear, the Eye Droid, 20 Knockout 20, Yazzie Wolf, Rotation, glad to have you. Mr. Perfect as well, and Orange Stickman. Okay.
Hello, everybody. I'm just gonna go with that. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess I could just say, howdy, y'all. Joe Hill's here. Streaming as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee.
Aren't you worried about it being a little cliche, though?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
At a certain point, I just need to accept that, like, if I'm a trailblazer, people are going to be like, how come you're on the trail? And I can just kind of gesture behind me because, like, I made that.
So yeah, I've had dreaming of work
Oh.
dreams, and I had a project to do and I wasn't getting it done, and it was like, I mean, arguably you could call it a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was my fault and nothing was okay.
Oh, no.
So I had that twice last night, and I'm just like, I woke up to get away from this dream.
That's the worst.
So yeah, I've had some dreams. Don't recommend it. Don't recommend, like, I think it was arguably worse than being at the uni.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're dreaming like, oh, I'm at uni and I have forgotten to turn things in, that's a nightmare as well. So don't recommend those. Waking up and then continuing the stress dream is the worst. I know. Thank you, Push, for the biddies. And Just Saying has resubscribed for a 7-month. Did I thank Sky9s? I think I did, but thank you very much indeed.
I'm not sure if all my cameras are working.
Should they be?
Well, I unplugged the entire computer to move it across the room. And so it would be nice if they were, but, like, I probably shouldn't have assumed that they would, because I would have checked them earlier and realized they were not. Hey, welcome, Ahime Angel. Welcome, Pizza Log.
Checking things earlier, that sounds like a job for other people.
Oh, yeah, people who have a different job.
Yeah. We do things live here.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can fix the focus on this at least. Okay, this is focus, auto. And then set that to boop, boop, boop. Hey, there we go. That's looking like some good focus.
We good? Good. Ugh.
What are we drawing today? We're going to be working on my D&D character portrait for Handleton Beastinger, a Tabaxi Divine Soul Sorcerer.
Kitty.
So I got some sketches of cats I did last week here that I'm using to set up the cameras with.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll work from there.
Yeah. I remember how good those were.
Yeah. Thank you, Cleo.
Yeah.
This is the one Cleo helped me on. It turned out exactly the way she described it.
Never told you today that I hate you.
No, but you did say you were tired, and they're kind of the same.
It's exactly the same. If you're tired, you hate Joe. It's just true. It's true.
Okay.
Or is it the fact that I'm tired that I can't deal with you today?
Yeah, I just don't expect you to deal with me, kind of. Okay.
I mean... Do not hawk on my computer. Get off my computer.
Okay, that's that layer. This is this layer. Okay.
You can hawk on the floor, that's fine. Do not hawk on the computer.
I feel like the camera must be plugged in, because when I click deactivate and activate, the light comes on and off. So I don't think I need to go around the back and check to see if it's plugged in. But maybe I should unplug it and replug it in anyway? I don't know.
Thank you, Tidy. For a moment, it sounded like Cleo was scolding us. No, that was the cat. She just went, huh! And I was just like, no, no. What am I drawing? I'm doing my bullet journal. I've been doing. Let's go through the ocean theme for April. We're doing ocean theme with like. It started as ocean theme. It's turned into jellyfish theme because I like jellyfish. Planner. My habit tracker. Video planner. I will point out that I have been using this. It works quite well. I haven't done a lot of videos, so, you know, but I've got enough room to do videos if I wanted to do them. Hello, baby. I will pet you because you don't sound well, but you don't hawk on the computer. I mean, Cheese Mouse Cheered Biddy watching the stream in bed. No, that's fair. I would be in bed if I was watching anything. So this is the start of the weekly stuff. That's where I finished last week. And now we're here. This is the week starting the 11th. But I figured I would have like little jellyfish things down the side and then just have a short planner in the middle because, you know, I've never done that style before and maybe that works for me. I don't know. Get off the computer. No. Sorry, honey. Go.
Okay, I'm gonna try unplugging this and replugging this in because I don't know.
That's all right, Joe. None of us know.
This is one of those things. Oh boy.
It's always one of those things.
Yeah. It's like all I want to do. Like, I mean, it's not even like I like spent time on hair or makeup or anything. Like, I'm gonna look the way I'm always look.
I'm gonna look the way I look, and there's no bones about that.
Yeah, so I don't know if people really need to see that, but like, you know, it's.
But they'll want to, which is the annoying thing.
Well, the thing is, ostensibly, I could go get a different. Well, no, I'm already using my fallback camera on the art.
You okay there, Joe?
No,
you don't sound very okay.
I'm just thinking about how many cameras I have and how they're all being repurposed for their secondary purposes. Like, I don't think I have... If this camera breaks, then all of the other cameras that are that would normally be used to replace it are currently being used to replace other things in other places. And...
I see.
So, it's just like, okay, so what can I camerablize in order to
camerablize. Yeah, no, I understand that. That's fair. That's I only have the one camera, so if this goes, we've got a problem. Journal is beautiful, format and designs are fantastic. Thanks, I stole them from people. I think, probably. I mean, it seems likely. It seems like a thing I would do. But no, if you go and look for bullet journal inspiration, there is a lot of inspiration out there. And I'm not going to say I specifically stole. I'm going to say I was inspired by people on the internet, which is, you know, why people are on the internet, to inspire me. That's a fact. That's just a fact. Huge collection of washi tape. Yeah. That was a thing that happened organically over time. I didn't go out a couple of weeks ago and buy a whole bunch of washi tape. That seems like a thing someone silly would do. I mean, Juniper Willows resubscribed for 10 months. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, what were you going to say, Joe?
The camera seems to be doing everything except connecting to OBS. Yeah. It doesn't seem like it's broken. Like, the diagnostics show it's, like, responding to changes in light and tweaking its own settings and things in the background. Like, so the light sensor's working. It's powered up. It's just not transmitting visual data to OBS. This is... I tell people streaming is one of the most brittle stacks in technology. And
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Like, it's really hard to make resilient. Because, like, weird stuff will break all the time.
That's true. Weird stuff will indeed break all the time.
Okay.
So the cameras are doing everything but be a camera. No. They're just being cameras for other businesses. This camera is the only one I own, apart from the one here. You know? So... Like, and I am not hooking up my phone to do camera job.
I'm like 90% to doing that right now. But the problem is I don't have anywhere I can mount my phone in this space to point at my face. Because I use my phone as a camera all the time for the pinball streams, but that's on a totally different mount that's like designed to be 7 feet in the air over a pinball table.
Mm-hmm.
Not attached to my monitor.
Yep. That's right.
Oh boy.
I kind of like the look of this already, but now I need to make jellyfish. Or I need to find my jellyfish tape, which is here.
Yeah, because there was a new OBS update that I agreed to install before starting the stream, and I'm wondering if... So it's like, I feel like on some level this is my fault.
Well, no, I agreed to install it as well, and I'm doing fine. But,
yeah,
you know...
I'm glad that you're doing fine.
I'm
using
sorry,
my sarcastic voice, but I'm actually...
That did feel like a flex. I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah. It's like... You had a tone, so I had a tone. I actually am happy that we're doing this.
I didn't intend to have a tone, but sure, okay.
Okay.
Didn't realize you could minimize the Twitch app. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that Twitch is actually useful for. Looking at other stuff on your phone whilst twitching. That wasn't how I meant to say, but sure.
Yeah, that's...
Is that the verb for watching Twitch? Twitching?
Well, I think that they would actually prefer that people use that for all forms of interaction with the app. Like, if people are like considering gifting a sub, maybe they should consider twitching a sub. Or if they're considering streaming on Twitch, they should consider twitching on Twitch.
I mean, I regularly twitch on Twitch. That's what the jump scares are for.
Yay. Okay. I'm like... I think I'm at the point of just saying the camera... Wait, what did it do? Hold on. The light just turned on. I was just about to give up entirely. And now
it did a thing that made it say...
It's not working. It's not working still, but it's broken in a different way. It's doing something different now. And I'm like, oh, wait, that's more... I was like, I feel like the trail's run cold. There's nothing left for me to try. And it's like, well...
Well, now it's just giving you hope, which is the worst thing.
Yeah.
It's still not going to do anything, but you have hope that it might.
Let's try changing the color space and buffering settings. Like, I honestly... We're no longer applying the rotation data. We're just going to start changing things. Like, it almost seems like, you know, I don't know if you ever had a work-issued laptop that you had tape in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Like, it almost seems like I have tape in front of the camera, but I visually am looking into the lens, and I know I don't. But it's like, it seems like it's working in every way, except there's no light hit
there's no information being transferred.
Yeah, although I can tell there's light hitting the sensor because I can see the auto white balance and stuff change when I wave stuff in front of it on the back end. So it's like,
they're like, stuff is happening, just not the stuff you want.
Yeah, this is not sending visual data.
It got scared and tried harder.
I'm gonna change which port it's plugged into. I'm like, I feel like I'm so close here. Give me a second.
The computer didn't boot up, and then you walked in and now it did. It stopped working for like weeks, and now that the IT technician's here, yeah, I know that feeling. And then the IT technician looks at you like you're doing something stupid. I'm like, no, it didn't work. Genuinely didn't work. Well, have you tried this? And then when they leave, it works. I always used to call my IT tech at school the walking hotspot, because my computer wouldn't connect to anything, and then when he walked in, it would connect fine. The thing is, I was always known as the computer person at work. So I was always the person that would solve everyone's... It's not connecting to the whiteboard. Well, have you tried, plugging it into the whiteboard correctly? No. Once you get that reputation, it's really bad.
Yeah, no, you don't want that.
Is that a fountain pen of exact... This is a scalpel. This is a Swan Morton scalpel from Sheffield, England.
Ooh, Sheffield.
I know. Sheffy.
Okay. Well...
That's the sound of Joe giving up.
Yeah, I was going to say, now I've tried everything. We're 22 minutes into the stream. I haven't drawn a single thing yet.
Yep, that's fair.
I wonder if Discord is somehow stealing the focus. Hold on. Let me...
I mean, that does sound something like Discord would do.
Yeah.
It's when they go, oh, have you got streamer mode? I'm going to mute everything else that you want to hear. But no, I've got that app. I've got that. I have that app like open for a reason. I want to hear what it's doing.
Oh, you want to hear Discord? I open OBS when I'm not recording just so I can mute the Discord sounds.
I don't have sounds on my Discord.
Oh my god, I can't figure out how to turn them off. They're other than turning on streamer mode.
Oh no, there is a way. I just don't know what it is, because they started making noises when I first opened it. I went, right, we're fixing this, and then I fixed it, and then it's like, no.
Well, they might have changed where that setting is or hidden it or something.
Probably.
Oh boy. Because like, I remember it used to be somewhere that you could find it, but I can't find it now.
Settings, notification, sounds, apparently.
Well, let's just go in there and break Discord while we're here. Settings.
Everything else is broken.
sounds. Okay, yeah. Look at this. There's like 50 different sounds. There's no, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. There's no, this is so stupid. There's like 800 different sounds that you have to individually turn off. That's why I haven't done it, because I refuse to accept that I have to click all of those things individually.
This is why you get sounds, Joe.
But yeah, because, well, or you could just open OBS and all the sounds turn off.
Yes, Joe. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that you have solved the issue in a non-optimal way.
Well, they need to have a thing.
Yeah, they're going to do that because you told them to.
Well, yeah, I'll just use it until I hate it too much. I uninstalled Twitter on my phone the other day because they screwed up that timeline thing, and it's been like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I haven't put it back. So one day I'm just gonna turn Discord off. It's like,
that's fine, but you're gonna have problems unless something else has overtaken Discord.
Well, but like there's still the web app version of it that I could use in a pinch.
But would you turn it back on? Would you go and look at it?
Well, I mean,
probably look at it less.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, for example, with Twitter, like the best weather in Nashville is like the Nashville severe weather Twitter. Like, it's a meteorological Twitter thing that's like super up to the minute with all this stuff, like which neighborhoods are being hit by the edge of the storm type of thing, you know. So, like, I would just pull up twitter.com/Nash severe weather or whatever in the browser if I need it.
That's reasonable. Yep.
Other people are saying there's one single button to turn off sounds for me. I don't know. There's not on mine. Other people are saying set it to do not disturb. Well, but that I'm already set to invisible. If I set it to do not disturb, then people can see me again. Like, I don't think I should have to choose between being invisible and being deafened. Or I don't know.
All I'm saying, Joe, is that I've not had sound for almost 2 years, so...
Well, like I said, 2 years ago, there might have been a single option that if you had it... No,
there wasn't.
You just went and clicked all of those things?
I just went and clicked all of those things because sometimes 10 minutes of my time, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes of my time is worth not being annoyed forever.
I will just let somebody annoy me until I can't deal with them anymore, and then I'll leave.
Oh God, I should be on my way out at any moment then.
How do I? Okay, so now because I unplugged the wrong camera earlier, all of the settings on the other camera have been reset. So like white balance is now back to auto.
What is the OWO? There's a question.
Don't want that.
The OWO is a thing that happened when Joe was here, and it never left. It never left. But you know, it works. It works. And it's not my cute voice, it's an incredibly annoying Elmo-esque type voice.
Okay, this white balance is going to be off no matter what I do. I'm just going to make peace with that. Move on. Okay.
Bless you, Joe.
Dang it, I tried to get to the mute button, but I had all the camera settings open, so it wouldn't let me click into the other window.
You know what, Joe? You're a human being with bodily functions. That's allowable. You're allowed to be human, Joe.
There's two settings in the sound mixer on Windows where Discord calls and Discord apps are separate. Where's the sound mixer on Windows? Okay, I'm clicking the things. Open volume mixer.
Hey, Seventh Samurai has resubscribed for 13 months.
I only have one unified Discord in there. I don't have a separate one for call audio, and I'm watching it as Cleo talks. It's definitely going up, so muting that would be bad. I wonder if it's because I'm in streamer mode. It's only showing. You only get a second if you use a communications mode mic. Okay, which I don't. Okay. Lily says, my headphone quality drops whenever I join a Discord call. If you're using Bluetooth, the Bluetooth standard has a higher fidelity for listening only versus two-way communication. And so if you are like listening to music on your phone and then join a call, but you don't stop the music, you'll notice the music will start sounding worse. It's because in order to accommodate the microphone part of the Bluetooth standard, the headphone part of the Bluetooth standard takes a hit.
The more you know.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I'm just... this is fine.
We're doing okay, Joe.
Okay, we're going to turn off the auto exposure. Okay. Now, I mean, I need to now set it manually because clearly the answer it had was wrong, but okay, cool. Apply. Okay. Low light compensation might not be necessary. Okay, so now I'm waving my hand around. The light isn't changing. Focus isn't changing.
My pastel colors for this one.
Okay. I'm going to go through this whole list of sounds right now, just so Cleo isn't disappointed in me, because this is something I actually do have the ability to change on the computer that might actually work, unlike fixing this camera. Okay. So,
I mean, you don't have to do anything for me, Joe. Do it for yourself.
I'm not going to do it for myself. I've had the opportunity to do it for myself for like a year and a half, and I haven't clicked all these. Message, deafen, undeafen, mute, unmute, voice disconnected, push to talk activate, push to talk deactivate, user join, user leave, user moved, outgoing ring, incoming ring, stream started, stream stopped, viewer join, viewer leave, invited to speak, social emails, announcements and updates emails, tip emails, communication emails.
These ones are okay, but this one's a bit too bright. It's less pastel, more kind of obnoxious.
Okay.
Did it, Joe?
I think so. Unless hitting escape undid all that, in which case I'm about to do it again and be really annoyed. No, it looks like it's saved. I hate that there's not a save my changes button. Because hitting escape...
Joe, how many minutes did that take you?
Oh my god. I feel like... well, let's see. We're 32 minutes into the stream, so it feels like 32 minutes.
Hang on. No. You can't pull that one.
Oh,
we're just chilling out today. We always just chill out.
No, wait.
This is
that
what
might be a
Wednesdays are about.
It's fine. We're just... Let's draw some
Joe's
cats.
Just having a breakdown. It's fine.
Yeah. I was going to say, I like to think of it as a break up, but that sounds more aspirational, but I realize that means something else in a different context. That is not factually true. So maybe instead of a breakup, I like to think of it as a breakup, or breakdown sounds too harsh. I like to think of it more as a crack up. Is that better?
That's better.
I think like a crack up is the proper response to this. I'm pouring more coffee. Yeah, coffee.
Yeah, you definitely need more coffee, Joe.
Yeah,
just saying.
Let's align the arrow on the spout so that the thing is open. Because if it's closed and you tilt it forward, it'll eventually just like dribble everywhere. It'll try to not pour the coffee because it's like, hey, you closed the thing for a reason, but
then it's aware that no, they're just stupid. This is such pretty loud. Thank you. I'm trying.
But then if I keep tilting it, it'll eventually like go around the seams, you know? It's like, no, just open the spout.
Joe is very much into the coffee at the moment. Joe very much needed that.
Yeah, apparently.
It's okay, Joe.
Chainsaw's getting louder. It's fine.
Joe's having a perfectly normal day.
Yeah, okay. So...
don't know what to make the legs out of.
Don't they have
Maybe I should.
tools now? Like,
Who has electric tools? I mean, I can hear electric tools.
no, those are clearly gasoline powered. They're very loud.
They are.
Okay. So, I think the art style. So we tried a few different art styles for cats last week. We had the Garfield, the Heathcliff.
Yep.
The Cleo silhouette cat, the Cleo malicious compliance cat, the Mad cat, the Halloween cat, and the Night in the Woods cat, May. And I think the Night in the Woods cat is going to be kind of the winner here. I think that's the style that I'm going to want to go with.
That's reasonable.
It's also the only one that I think really works well in color. I mean, Heathcliff and Garfield work okay in color. But, yeah. So, that's where we're at.
We are. That's where we are at. The Cleo what now? The malicious compliance cat. That's where Joe took my instructions and did everything exactly as I say with no attempt at thought.
Yeah, Cleo tried to give me instructions about how to draw a cat. And she did. She succeeded at giving me instructions of how to draw a cat. And then I interpreted them in the least charitable way. Every time. Matthew Lavis says, I've never been the one to ask this. Are you about to ask, where's the webcam? Because the answer is I spent a half hour breaking it. Or trying to fix it. I don't know. Because yeah, usually when people join the stream and they're like, where's the face cam? People are like, oh, it's hiding. It's over here. Or, oh, it's over there. Or, oh, it's huge. When will the stream begin? It was going to start when we got the face camera fixed.
My stream has been going for half an hour. Just saying.
Yeah.
I do actually like this.
I am about to start drawing for real, though. So we're going to click setting. Yeah. I don't usually play the stream music on like the checklist song and stuff on these because I don't want the VODs to get copyright strikes. Those are kind of the best way to avoid those is to just not have any music at all, even though it's music I wrote and we have the rights to it. It's like, yeah, sometimes the VODs get taken down.
Do they really tag you for that?
Yeah, because other people will claim things that are very similar. And it'll be false positives, but it's just it's not worth fighting over for 8 or 9 VODs a week, you know.
Understood.
So some of them just get taken down and they don't come back up.
I see.
And people are like, "Why is the VOD gone?" And I'm like, "Well, the choice is kind of don't use the music or accept that sometimes the VODs go away." So on these streams, I just don't use the music because I don't want these.
You don't want the arguments.
Well, so the thing is with the Minecraft streams, I'm like, well, the best parts are going to end up in an episode anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
But with this is the only recording of it, so I don't want to lose it.
Fair.
Okay. So I'm looking at which ovals I used for the different things, and it looks like... Okay. So I used the...
Aw, thank you, Kangushi. I'm trying to make it look good. I mean, the jellyfish are a little bit, the ones I drew are a little bit amateurish, but you know. I mean, I am an amateur, so
yeah,
that makes sense.
Manatee Gag says your music used a C# and my music also used a C#. So clearly you're copying me. How dare you? That's kind of what it comes down to sometimes with these algorithms.
Well. That's horrifying.
Yeah. Okay, so normally I wouldn't ask for tips if we didn't have the camera running, but since I might have to go buy another camera, I feel like it's a good time to ask for tips. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
Bon resubscribed for 13 months. Yay, 1 year in Twitch. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because here's the thing: is what as I mentioned earlier. Welcome back, Ahime. The problem isn't just that this camera isn't working. It's that all, like, I have several cameras that are all intended for specific roles in the studio, like the Plinko cam or pinball setups and things like that. And the idea is that each of them could be used as a fallback for something else if one of them broke. But I'm at this point in the chain where every single camera, except for the one on top of my monitor, is currently already being repurposed for its secondary role, which means I know, like, I'm like, oh, okay, I could maybe go take one of those and put it in a tertiary role on top of my monitor, but none of them are really great for that. Like, they don't have the right kind of mounts and stuff. And so then at that point, it's like, okay, if every single camera is not serving its intended purpose, maybe I need to go and start.
Yeah, maybe you do.
That's the point where I need to go buy another one, because I can't not have the face cam for the Minecraft stream tonight. I need that.
Yeah, I keep on thinking I need to buy another microphone because you've made me terrified. So,
well, because the last thing you want is to get hit by one of those random parts disruptions at the same time something goes sideways for you.
Yeah, and I keep on looking at the mic and I think that's really expensive, and then I think it'll come out of my taxes. I don't know really why I'm that worried about it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm usually more prepared than this to deal with a piece of hardware failing. It's just that because I've already swapped everything out so many times.
I'm not streaming Minecraft tonight. If you look at the schedule, it is me hanging out with one of my best friends, which is Corpse. Yeah. Well, we don't really get to spend a lot of time hanging out together because we don't live near each other. So having a weekly, it's like you and me having a weekly stream time where we actually get to hang out. Is really nice.
So, yeah, it is really important, I think, to have stuff like that.
And
because otherwise it's so easy to let it slide.
And since Corpse was like a regular on my YouTube channel anyway, you know, it made sense to do it stream wise, because otherwise we just do it individually and we'd probably go, well, I'm not feeling great tonight, and you know, all those kind of things.
It's like, well, yeah, that's the thing, is like, I'm never feeling great. Like, if I was waiting for a day where it's like, oh yeah, you know, my stomach isn't bothering me at all and I have a lot of energy, it's like, well, that could be 10 months from now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always powering through to some degree or another. Like,
yeah, I mean, as introverts, it's really easy to cancel things, but if they're online, then you do it less.
Yeah. So,
like the ghost hunting streams, yeah, they're cool.
I'm kind of thinking of being. I'm kind of thinking an orange cat would be distinctive.
Yeah.
I mean, because it kind of reminds me of like Tony the Tiger or Garfield or Heathcliff are all orange. Like, a lot of iconic cats are orange.
Yeah, orange cats are dumb as rocks, just so you know.
Well, this character is also supposed to be. Hey, okay. Welcome, Marjan Pack. Glad you could join us.
And there's going to be people going, my orange cat is perfect, and I'll have you not say anything about them. And obviously your cat is the exception to the rule.
Yeah. Eek the cat is a good one. Oh, I haven't drawn Eek the cat yet, but I'm kind of trying to figure out how to design this new character in this style. So like, kind of having the ears go up as triangles on either side, kind of near the edges of the ovals, but not quite straight up and down.
My orange cat is also dumb as rocks. Sweet as hell, but dumb as rocks. So all the people going, yeah, my cat's dumb as rocks as well. Yeah, they are. Like, just on average.
People are saying, are we not talking about the fact that Garfield doesn't have a body? Well, I mean, I'm trying to work on like a character portrait concept, so I'm more worried about like how to stylize the face, how to stylize the body.
It's fair.
You know,
cats can be dumb and still perfect. True. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was originally thinking green eyes, because in D&D, like, green magic has kind of a thing about it.
Spoopy thing.
But you know, like, if Daniel Radcliffe can take one of the most iconic green-eyed magicians and make him blue-eyed, maybe my cat character could have the same eye color as me and have blue eyes too. I don't know. So this sorcerer doesn't need to have green eyes.
No. Not everyone needs to have green eyes.
No.
Whoosh, sugar. Be careful with your sharp knives, kids. Don't do as I say, not as I do. Your cat is really smart in the house to know open. I mean, statistically, there has to be one smart ginger cat. One.
Mm-hmm. If everyone had green eyes, we couldn't tell which ones were sorcerers. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I still remember the people, like, I had people insulting me when I first started out. And they basically called me a soulless ginger B-word. And I'm like, I'm not actually ginger. Well done. You failed on multiple counts. Soulless, yes, not ginger.
Yeah, I actually know at least one British person who immigrated to the United States partially because of being red-haired and having to deal with a lot of discrimination. Like, people would yell anti-Irish slurs at him, even though he wasn't Irish. It's just like, just kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, I was thinking about moving to America for a lot of reasons, and this is nice, not getting yelled at for having red hair on the street. Hey, thank you, M. Lavis, for tipping 20. Oh no, where's the abacus? M. Lavis says, I'm sure your luck will turn around. But, like, I'm literally turning around. I have no idea where I put... Oh my gosh. Everything...
We have no idea where Joe put his luck.
Everything in this room is a mess. Well, because I literally just moved the entire desktop 10 minutes before the stream. So anyway, boom. Got that on camera like a professional. Yeah, I was gonna... Hey, Cleo, normally I would mess with my face camera, but I'm gonna mess with yours instead. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate Cleo's camera here, based on the amount of tips we've gotten. So with 20 coming in, we're gonna rotate the Cleo cam 20 degrees. Doo-doo-doo-dee. Yay. And then we haven't... So Cleo is turning around too. Second, tips 15, who says, toward a camera that works. Thank you very much. So we're going to add 15 degrees to Cleo's rotation here. Dee-dee-dee-dee. We need to set that to... Yeah, Cleo's going to get dizzy. We need to set the alignment on that to the center, because right now it's rotating around the corner, which is awkward. And then thank you very much to Laura for the 7, who says, X-Cam Joe. Oh, ouch. So let's see, that's going to bring us up to 42 degrees of rotation. Now that that's not hanging out at the bottom there, I do need to crop the... I was going to do a whole thing where I was going to talk to you about bullet journaling, and I have not had the opportunity because I've been...
I mean, you've had the opportunity. What you've lacked is the capacity.
Okay. That's... Honestly, I kind of want to get that on an inspirational sign in my home. You lack the capacity, not the opportunity.
You can hold your silence. What you lack is the capacity to hold your silence.
Yeah, no, that sounds... Yeah, honestly, like that sounds like the sort of... Oh, man. I'm not gonna say what context I'm gonna save that for, because I want it to be a surprise. But yeah, I'm gonna save that for later.
Okay, you save that for later.
I'm gonna save that for later. That's not the sort of thing that I need to tell you, but there are definitely some people who need to be told that.
Need to be told what specifically?
You have the opportunity, not the capacity. People who are like, oh, it's not fair that I can't do X or Y. It's like, you have the opportunity, you just lack the capacity.
Lace had a great comment on Joe's, so it needs to be over here. Yay for Cleo being not straight and awkward. Well, I am never straight. That's true. That is a thing. I don't know if I should take off the little drawings. I think I should. I'm going to try it over here. Take off the... Oh, yeah, actually, that makes it much better. Visually, for me, you probably can't see me taking off the pencil lines off the little jellyfish, but it looks better.
Okay.
For me, and this whole thing is for me, because, you know, it's my journal.
It is your journal. I'm trying to be affirming, but I'm not sure it's working.
I mean, you are also not wrong. It is my journal.
It is your journal.
I mean, I do share it with everybody, but, like, there's nothing in it that needs to be worried about being shared, so...
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would not be shared.
I was going to say, I realized, even though I don't bullet journal, I actually do something very similar every season in my... If you go back to the world downloads, and you go inside my lighthouse... And this isn't necessarily you, Cleo, but anybody who wants to. If you go back in my lighthouse last season, or no, 2 seasons ago, or if you go inside my spider spawner last season, I have a quarterly planning meeting with NJ Coffee Junkie every month, where I create a bunch of signs in game, and I've got them like labeled like March 2020, April 2020, blah blah blah, and then I have like 5 questions, like. For that month, like, what will we celebrate? What will we build? Where will we meet people? What charity will we do? And there's like one other one. So I have kind of this grid laid out for every month in game that people can then go look at in the world download.
That's pretty cool.
And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself the other day, I was like, it'd be cool to do a bullet journal like Cleo, but I have no idea what I would put in there. And I was thinking that as I was working on this, and I was just like, oh, this is
the thing, yeah.
Yeah. This is that makes sense. I could do that.
You could do that. I mean, you could start out with that thing, and then go from there. I mean, I haven't been using it very much because I've been having a bit of a time. Like, I didn't use it like when I'm having an illness kind of thing. I stop using it because I don't want to do anything, so I stop planning to do things, which is probably the mistake in itself. But you know, this encourages me to keep going.
Blaze calls my boards the agenda for the month. There we go.
Great. That's great. I like that. Well done. Well done.
So I'm trying.
I will point out that the tag and teg and that is not my game. I would never even presume to go for anything like that. Like, it's like people wouldn't do the head games on their own. That's a me thing, you know. You don't unless you've asked someone, and you don't take over other people's regular projects. That's rude. So yeah, no, that would not be a me thing. Right, so that's that week. I mean, nothing specifically good happens in April for me. April is kind of like a nothing month. There are no birthdays. There are no engagements. There are no marriages. There's no deaths. I mean, it's just sort of like, this is a month that exists.
Yeah.
I think they're meant to hide the thing in your base if you get it. I mean, that makes sense, but again, you may have noticed that tag is never the same twice. It's got different rules. So who knows what the rules will be this time, if it even happens again. I'm not going to be... I'm not going to... Oh, no, I'm not going to build decked out. I'm not going to build decked out.
Cleo, you're lying.
Look,
you are absolutely going to build decked out. We have told Tango that we would help him with HHH. So either you're going to bail on me and I'm going to build decked out, or we're going to build decked out.
We're going... That involves Tango asking for help. Tango's not great at that.
Well, we've talked a lot about Tango being bad at asking for help and not getting it as a result. And yeah. I'm pretty sure we're building decked out.
What you're saying is we're going to bully Tango into letting us help.
I have spent a year laying the groundwork for you helping build decked out. You better follow through. I'm going to be so mad if it's just me.
I see. So what you're saying is all that time saying, yeah, we'll do HHH together.
Yeah.
And or you were just like, if I get her into a routine, then she'll come and help me build decked out.
Yeah. You're building decked out whether you like it or not.
Cleo learnt how to make a redstone stand dropper. She's a master now. I think you're thinking about another hermit. That was not me. I don't know how to do that. That was Gem. Me and Gem, different people.
I really like how Gemini Tay's name has the same number of syllables and basic cadence as the title of the hit Dance Dance Revolution song Dynamite Rave. Like, every time I hear Gemini Tay, I want to yell, like, her name in the same way that they yell Dynamite Rave in the song, and then try to make the noises for the percussion with my mouth. But I can't because I'm terrible at music. And so I just have that internally. I'm just dynamite raving every time Gemini Tay shows up.
Sure. Like, here's the thing. Yeah, me and Gem share a lot of characteristics that would normally tell us apart. We have the same in-game eye color and hair color, and we're both bi. So it's just a case of, what else is there? Maybe you could start looking at our skills. You know, that's a thought. Just saying. But that seems to be crazy talk.
Wait, is the thing I'm drawing out of frame anyway? Dang it. At least, like, clearly nobody's looking at my screen anyway, or somebody was said something a while ago. Either that or I just pulled it out of frame and didn't realize it. Oh, apparently Gem wore an 80s workout outfit for 1200.
Oh, for God's sake! Can I have nothing that's just me?
Allison Small says, I just got here and now I have to leave to play Dynamite Rave on Dance Dance Revolution.
Gem's great. Gem is really sweet.
Okay.
She's
apparently people were telling me a long time ago that I was drawing out of frame, and then I didn't see it for so long they just assumed I was doing it on purpose. And
I mean, that is a fair statement.
So then the conversation moved on.
Right, Joe. Right, chat. Joe is having. We'll put it nicely, and we'll put a day. Okay. You know, he's having a day. So what you need to do is, if he does something wrong, you need to mention it once, and then 15 minutes later, if it's still going on, mention it again. And then maybe, I'm not saying definitely, maybe Joe will pay attention someday. Sounds like something Cleo would do. Shut up, Push.
Okay.
Never considered Gem and Cleo alike, but I do think Cleo is Stress Monster's light-haired sister. I don't think I'm anything like Stress. Let's say a lot darker than Stress is.
Oh my gosh. What is going...
I prefer mine and Pearl's dynamic than Cleo and Gem's energy. The problem with me and Gem is that when we get together, our energy just escalates to ridiculous levels, whereas Pearl is just as sarcastic as I am, so it's different. It's different. Okay, I've got to do another thing. Do I want lines? I kind of like this. This is nice, but I don't have another picture that I would do on the outside. So, I know. I want pretty. Let's get the washi tape out and look for pretty. What? You suck. Okay, JT. Shut up. Hey, Corpse. How you doing?
Howdy, Core.
I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing next, and we need washi tape to figure that one out. I'm looking specifically at this row down here, so I figured I'd move it up.
That looks too sad. Like, this character's not supposed to look sad. I don't know.
What are they supposed to look like?
Whoa! Like, wide-eyed and exuberant. I think the eyes need to be bigger.
Yeah.
More expressive.
Me and False don't do stuff together a lot, mostly because False's sarcasm and mine cancel each other out, and we're just rude to each other. Not in a bad way, but just rude. I think I'm going to use the gold tape, the gold and turquoise tape, because that's silly, and I feel like silly.
Oh, apparently Mahi Zero asked Gem on Twitter if the skin was a Hive Drate sponsorship. So apparently it was very close to your branding, Cleo. Okay.
Everything is close to my branding.
Yeah.
Do a little border type thing.
I feel like it's time to flip the page here. Now I'm losing my reference images, but you gotta eventually. So I'm gonna just try doing a bunch of these, and we'll see kind of what works and what doesn't.
That seems fair. The combined sarcasm could tear apart the time space continuum. What? No, I have a lot of time for False. False is lovely, but just really sarcastic.
Okay, so for bigger eyes.
Bigger eyes?
Yeah, I'm gonna do bigger eyes this time.
Making anime cat is what you're doing.
Yeah, well, it's based on an animated cat, but it's not from Japan. It's from Pennsylvania. So it's like Pittsburghimation. I mean,
I thought those were wine glasses on the left edge of the tape. No?
okay,
What?
Blaze points out, sure, Gem can be bisexual and wear workout gear and have ginger hair and green eyes, but can she sound like Elmo anytime she wants? I don't think so.
Well, that's what I need to ask her next time we're together. Well, here's the thing. I kept on, when I was with Gem on the first day, I kept on slipping into Owo because I got so excited. And it was always Gem's fault. So she might not be able to become evil Elmo, but I mean, to be fair, I think Elmo's evil Elmo. But she can make me become evil Elmo, like, constantly.
Yeah. So somebody suggested maybe do it more like Greg the Fox from that. Yeah, maybe. Night in the Woods. Are they actually just slapping the side of my apartment building with something?
Well, that's what it sounds like. Yes.
Is that what it sounds like to y'all too? Okay.
This is what it sounds like to me. I don't know if it's picking up for everyone else, but I'm hearing you through Discord.
Okay.
Discord is picking it up.
I can't wait to be a homeowner.
I can't wait for you to be a homeowner.
But yeah, I think the cats in Night in the Woods are always head on, whereas the foxes are often side on. Main characters. Let's see pictures of May's family.
That's over. Yeah. How are you doing, Joe? How's your cat looking?
I'm pulling up reference images now, but
okay. So what we're saying is cat's not started yet.
No, I'm working on 4 more different kind of. I'm gonna be just. I'm trying to rapid iterate a bunch of different faces.
You're prototyping.
I did one earlier. Hold on. I had an actual one that it's on the previous page, but the eyes were too small and it ends up looking like really doubtful and uncertain, which is not what I was going for. I think I made the eyes too small, and I was trying to have hair come down in a certain way, but it ended up looking like eyebrows that were making kind of a dubious expression or a doubtful, scared expression, rather than hair sweeping across the eyes. So, yeah, restarting.
Okay. Miss Rocco. Yep, that was over. Okay.
Let's see if these eyes are too big. Because the thing is, the stencil is... the stencil looks huge, but then the pencil doesn't actually reach the edge of it. You know? And so...
Yeah.
It's not as bad as...
And so...
okay, so if I wanted to have kind of a... This is kind of going back into the facial animation style. Let me see if that was in this journal, or not journal, this notebook, where I had done... Oh, yeah, a bunch of the Cleo faces for when we were doing the Cleo motes.
Cleo motes. I love those. Those are great.
Yeah.
Those are great.
I'm glad. Okay, so yeah, we had drawn a bunch of different rough Cleo faces doing different expressions. Basically, starting with the concept of an emoji, and then
going on from there, yeah.
And then making it more you. Somebody wanted you as Jean Grey from X-Men, and it came out pretty well.
Bit weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Is there a British term for what I would call grid paper? Probably graph paper, or is that different?
Graph paper. We say graph paper.
Okay, but are you talking about just the squares, like you would have in children's maths books? Because that's squared paper.
Yeah, if it's graph paper for graphing, plotting XY graphs. It's called graph paper.
Children's maths books. If it's children's maths books, it's squared paper. Graph paper is graph paper.
Yeah, we don't have square paper. We don't have square paper. We have this would be called, what you're looking at right now is called a dot grid paper.
Yeah, we have dot grids, but we also have isometric paper, which is partly dot grid, but also yeah. I have to show your sketchbooks use similar techniques, but in very different ways. Well, you know me, I'm always concerned about your drawings, Corpse. Not sure I want to see them, but I'll look at them. Yeah, this is dotted. We'd call this dotted paper. It's not really grid paper. So.
Okay.
Right, I don't know how to set this out anymore. My brain has just gone, oh, you made it pretty. Now what? Now we count. Counting is good. Four. 34 in half is 17. Is that right?
Wait,
yeah, that's right.
What math are you doing?
34 divided by 2 is 17.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm like, I was doing visual analysis of something else at the same time.
Okay. That's 17. And half of 17 is 8.5. 1, 2, 3, 8.
Hey, welcome Engine. Glad you could join us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. Okay, so we got little lines. Little lines. I don't draw, I manifest horror. Yeah, corpse. That's pretty accurate, to be fair. Bleh. But math is math. What am I doing? I'm creating bullet journals. This is going to be like, I have weekly spreads. They're all very pretty. At least I try to make them pretty. And, you know, things exist. This is April. And May. No, we're going backwards. This is March. This is this month. And things that I can, you know, I should probably do it this way if I'm flipping through. It's like, you know. It's like a thing. It's like a thing. Oh, that would be cool to do for the next one. Do like a little flippy thing. Next month, hang on,
like
next
a flip
week
book?
is...
Do you have flip books in England?
We do. We have flip books, but I didn't mean like when I say that, I mean like a half page in between 2 pages.
Oh.
Like that. So
Fold
that
that's neat.
not really fold out, but
yeah. I see what you're. Sorry, the delay took.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's cool.
Because next, right. So this week is that's March. Got to look at February. So this is the 18th to the 24th. Oh no, and the next week is just like 6 days instead of 7. So I can't really do a flippy thing. Well, I could do a flippy thing.
Just gotta follow your heart, Cleo.
I mean, I don't have one. Well, not on me anyway. So, you know, I gotta go get the jar. It's just a mess.
Cat has 4 mouths. Yeah, the yeah, the whiskers came across a little thicker than I intended.
Yeah, I did this jellyfish, but these jellyfish are a washi tape. The big one, that one I drew because it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Not gonna lie, it's not that hard. So I'm now just working on what I'm gonna do for this, which I think is just little boxes, and maybe just do some washi tape down the sides like I did on on this, like this, and just have it pretty as opposed to like functional as opposed to like lots of stuff on it. I can do functional. I'm functional.
I put the fun in functional.
I put the fun in dysfunctional.
The real question is for this design to be workable in the long term, like it has to work in a single color. It has to be recognizable as this character and not just look like a recolor of May from Night in the Woods. So how do I do that? It's kind of...
I don't know who you're talking about, so whatever way you choose will be excellent, Joe.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
I'm sorry I'm not more use.
That's fine. I don't know. I thought you were very helpful when you told me how to draw a cat the other day.
Right, now you're just being snide. Stop it.
Yeah, I know. Dysfunctional, that functional.
Do you make bullet journal tutorials also? No. I don't really think it's a tutorial kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think it's just...
If you were gonna have a tutorial kind of thing, the tutorial would be, here's how you brainstorm, not how you execute.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain skills that are useful. For example, drawing straight lines without a ruler, that's quite useful when you're just doing this consistently. Macaulay has resubscribed for 30 months. Happy subiversary. No. Happy subiversary to you. But yeah, it's just a case of, like... like this. Like... Where is it? Where is it? Oh no, my brain's not working. Like, it's down here somewhere. Like this. Having this in there is great. This is like how to divide all of your pages into different subsections. So having that there is a nice tip, but you know, it's not a specific tip. It's fine.
Okay, apparently Mahi Zero's mom and dad have a bird in their house that flew through the window. So anybody who's worried about bird omens, start getting alarmed.
I mean, is bird omens a thing?
Yeah, it was by Turi Pratchett and Nurl Guman.
Okay. I'm just agreeing. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That tracks.
That tracks. Yeah, that's accurate.
We'll see who's awake in the chat.
Oh, you're assuming that they're going to be awake.
I know. Cute. Yeah, this is not high energy streaming here.
No, we're not. Well, I don't think either of us is particularly high. Well, no, I can be high energy streaming if I need to be, but
yeah.
There we go. There's random guest is awake, or at least awake enough to type, which I'm not sure everyone else is. No, Joe, no.
Twubaka says, that was bad and I'm here for it. Yeah.
That was bad and I'm living for it. Okay. Do I want... Oh, I don't want words. No one wants words. Who chooses words? Words suck.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, why do I have feathers? Ugh. The bird is one.
Yo-yo or something that like that just finally got here. It says, "I was awake, just not at the keyboard."
I was awake, just not at the keyboard, and I now hate all of you.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Hate me if you like. I don't care much. I like it chill like this. It's okay. The problem with not staying on subject is it can be distracting, but you know, so long as you're trying, it's fine.
I was gonna say, what's staying on subject in this context? Like, do you mean like if you're jumping subjects in your bullet journal theme, or do you mean like what we're talking about?
Somebody just apologized for not being able to stay on track because of neurotypical issues or neurodivergent issues, and it's like, so long as you try, I can't really be that bothered.
I mean, with any mental portfolio, it's good to neurodiversify.
That was quite good, Joe. I appreciated that.
Thank you. Because sometimes your mind shares are going to go up and sometimes they're going to go down.
The washi tape box does not keep getting bigger. There is 2 of them currently, and I've got another 2 on the floor just in case I need them.
In the current myelin bond market. I don't know. Response time is crucial.
Neurodiversify is an excellent term. It is. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Thank you.
I just complimented you, Joe. That doesn't happen very often.
Okay, I thought you were being sarcastic. I get it.
Well, I was reading a comment, but I also happen to agree with it.
Okay.
Being a dink. Right, okay, I understand. Can't compliment Joe at all. Fine.
Yeah, okay.
We like that one. That's good. Well, I've just asked if you had a picture of a final result from your... What do you mean a final result? Like, what does it look like? I mean...
Oh, you know, like a month that you've completed, maybe, would be
a month that I've completed. Okay, well, March is almost done. Okay, so... quote page,
the best.
title page. You okay, Joe?
Yeah, I was just reading it. The best way
to
predict the future
is to
create March.
Well, there's it down there, but
oh,
you know.
I didn't see that because your hand was covering.
And then there's March.
I thought
the best way to predict the future is to create March, though.
Yeah.
That's true. Because once you can, you know, create March, you're effectively a god.
Yeah.
You know?
And if someone asks if you're effectively a god, you say, well, not effectively.
Effectively.
I never claimed to be effective.
I felt like, well, that is what I would have done with the children that I'm teaching to read, so that's preschool. There's a future log. Well, there's the log, and then I've got my habit tracker, which I haven't filled in for a few days. Video planner, and then that's video stuff. And then, granted, not been feeling great. Was it the beginning of March when I got COVID? I think so.
Like, honestly,
I think it was it.
Who knows?
It was somewhere around this time and period where I got COVID, and so there's not a lot in it. But you know, I just use it, all the things that I need to do, and then wasn't feeling great that month either. Right, week. March has been a time for me, and then you know I'm starting to feel better, so I'm starting to fill in more stuff. And then we get into April, which is not filled in except for doing April Fool stuff.
So, yeah, Cleo, I'm really, the more I'm like starting to try to figure out how to draw a cat in the style that I want to draw a cat, the more I'm thinking it's funny if I just go to Google and do an image search for something like cat ear headband and just Photoshop it onto my Twitter profile picture and then put that as my character portrait for the game.
Yeah, no, that works. That works. That's good.
It's very on brand, but like,
it is. But also, you know.
But the thing is, I like I said, I am playing with like the guy who wrote that How to Invent Everything book. And a bunch of other people that I genuinely don't. I don't want to look like I'm lazy,
an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I had COVID when we started season 9. Since people are asking, so I literally had COVID. It was early days, so it wasn't too bad. It got worse. But yeah, no, those people are kind of expecting you to be a dumbass, but a funny one.
Yeah, I don't need to look like a lazy humorist.
No,
I'll leave that as an exercise for the viewer. If you want to Photoshop cat ears onto my Twitter profile picture, you are welcome to tweet that at me. I won't see it on my phone because I uninstalled the app, but the next time I sit down at my laptop and open tweetdeck.twitter.com, I'm going to be like, what the heck? Why? Because I won't remember asking for this either. It'll be a genuine surprise 2 or 3 days from now when I see all of those. Oh, boy.
Yep, that's what we now have to look forward to. Joe and cat ears.
Oh, somebody had suggested I get chroma green cat ears, and I was like, that seems stupid. But it wasn't in the context of this D&D event. Now that we're talking about this D&D event, I'm like, oh, I should have ordered those as soon as they suggested them. Because they were talking about just in general it would be funny. And I'm like, I don't really know when I would actually find that helpful. When would that actually be funny? And it's like, oh, this is when it would be funny. April 9th at 2 p.m. U.S. Central Time is when...
Don't forget the blush, Joe, apparently.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Is that like makeup?
but don't... I guess so, yeah.
People are saying that my Twitter profile pic it crops off the top of my head. Well, that's even funnier if people have to extend the picture and draw the rest of the background and put hairs on top.
I'll give you a hint, guys. You can probably find that picture if you Google Joe Hills in its entirety.
I don't know. I think that picture might always crop the top of my head. Now that... If I just... Making sure I'm not doing this in the window that the browser is capturing. Or that the OBS is capturing.
Oh no, Cam is trying to do that to you. Of course he is. It's not working. Yeah, no, that picture just does apparently just crop your head.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I'm trying to figure out how to draw my existing hair, and normally I would just look up at the webcam on screen. But the webcam is broken, so I gotta... Where's my
Have you heard
freaking
about
play
our
button?
Lord and Savior?
Oh, my
Mirrors.
play button's out of reach. Where's... My phone has a camera. It's like... I'm just gonna use increasingly ludicrous things to
see
what my hair looks like.
Look at a picture of Jesus. That's what your hair looks like currently.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can't be idealized kawaii without both ears and the blush. Ah, I see what the blush comment was. Mirrors don't work. Possible vampire? I don't know what kind of vampire Joe would be.
Well, the thing is that, like, the mirror thing with vampires, that was because they used to use silver in mirrors, but they gotten way cheaper. And they don't use silver anymore, so a modern mirror should be fine.
Wow, there goes Joe, just destroying all our knowledge about laws of vampirism.
Yeah, people are like, there's not enough lore in your streams. I'm like, well, here's some vampire lore. Get on it, people. Add that to the wiki.
That's not what I meant. That's not. The Count from Sesame Street. I neither confirm nor deny that Joe is the Count from Sesame Street.
Oh my gosh. There would be,
Yes, Joe?
If we did, I was trying to think about, like, what sorts of funny things we could do on stage if we had some sort of stage show with a signing afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the idea of us, because, like, we're kind of puppeteers when we're doing machinima in-game, right? The idea of us having, like, paper bag puppets or something. And acting out, like, we're gonna recreate some of your favorite moments from Hermitcraft Season 9 live on stage. And we've all got, like, these paper bag puppets with yarn hair of our skins or whatever. And it's like... I don't know.
It was actually the silver. Is this Joe making something up? I'm gonna say I know Joe well enough that that's probably a fact about the silver in the mirrors. So that seems like something Joe needed to tell everybody because it was true, not something Joe made up. Hermit puppet pals, yes. I don't know which one would be the naked one, though.
Flywood says Joe would fit right in with the What We Do in the Shadows vampires. I don't know. I really feel like when I watch that show, like, I enjoy that show. I think the vampires are really funny, but I don't know. I kind of empathize a lot with Guillermo more than... I could see myself ending up like Guillermo a lot more than I could see myself ending up like any of the vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like,
I'm just smiling and nodding at this point. Yeah.
Oh, well, he's trying to become a vampire by...
I don't think you would try and become a vampire, though.
Well, no,
I think you'd enjoy
like,
being out in the sunshine too much.
Yeah, but, like, what I mean is, like the way that he devotes his entire life to this goal is like he serves the vampires of the house, right?
Right.
With the promise one day that he'll be made a vampire. And it really kind of reminds me of how... And he, like, doesn't get any sleep, and he's constantly exhausted, and he's always running around cleaning stuff. And it reminds me of, like, trying to help my ex get through grad school a lot.
Oh,
where it's like I was working a full-time job and cleaning and parenting and trying to have some sort of creative outlet with my art, and the idea was like, well, one day she'll be supporting me as I try to go full-time with my art. And so, you know, but like, just like Guillermo, who's always hoping, well, soon they'll make me a vampire, grad school kept dragging on, and then she just left. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yikes.
So, like, you might be able to see me as one of the vampires from What We Do in the Shadows, but, like, I can't get past I can't get past seeing myself as Guillermo.
Wow. I don't know how to feel about this revelation. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at least Guillermo gets to go to Europe now in the next season. I'm still trying to get over to Europe. Oh, well.
One day, Joe.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of curious to see what they do about that, because, like, a lot of the whole premise of the show is that it's vampires from the old country who have come over, kind of fish out of water, to either New Zealand in the original movie or to America. So they're basically vampires who were sent out to the colonies to conquer them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then they never really did. They just kind of goofed off for a few centuries, you know? And you know, occasionally the vampire council from Europe will be like, "How is subjugating the colonies going?" And they'll be like, "Great." But you know, nobody's really checking on anything. You
right.
know? So I'm curious to see how the show goes with some of the characters going back to Europe next season, because that's something they've never really tried. So
okay. Isn't silver supposed to be antiseptic? Maybe werewolfism is a blood infection.
I mean, I thought werewolfism explicitly was a blood infection.
I mean, yeah, it's
Like,
passed through the blood, so
yeah, it's a blood infection. So I mean, yeah, we next problem there.
Next problem is werewolves. Okay, got it. This is what this stream is, apparently. It's about werewolves. And
Matthew Lavis says, "Are you going for a foreign accent with the cat?" The plan is for the cat to use my San Dimas accent, because I've played this character before, and that works really well, because the character is very wide-eyed with wonder and encouragement for the other members of the party. "Whoa, I believe that this fellow has a most excellent idea. Why don't we just kick down the door? Are doors not just floors for our feet?" like you know, stuff like that.
yeah.
It lets me say a lot of ludicrous things with a funny cadence, which I love.
Which is what Joe is all about, generally speaking.
If I could do a New Zealand accent, playing a D&D character with a New Zealand accent would be so fun, because that's I think that's an accent that lends itself very well to comedic cadence, but it's not one that I've mastered.
Fair enough.
But yeah, there's a great scene in What We Do in the Concords, or not What We Do in the Concords, Flight of the Concords.
Wow.
Flight of the Concords, where they're worried that one of their friends has been killed in a gang fight, and they're trying to explain it to an American, like what happened. And the American's like, "Where's Jermaine?" "He maybe did." "What? He maybe did?" "Well, maybe he did, and maybe he didn't, but where is he?" And then, "No, man, he maybe did." And then they all kind of take their beers and pour a few sips out on the sidewalk. It's just, like, really great.
Just ludicrous.
Yeah.
It's you all over. I'm learning so much. Probably best that you stop, to be honest, in this stream. Oh, yeah. Push this. I want to do a Mongolian accent for the hobgoblins in my D&D campaign, but all I could manage was French. That is a true fact. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with the French accent. I just like it's like when I try and do I do accents, they just turn out into generic foreign accents. Could be from anywhere.
Yeah. Matthew Lavis says, "If the character is exaggerated, maybe have exaggerated ears." That's not a bad point. I felt like the small eyes really were not working. So yeah, let's do way bigger ears. They have to be roughly or they have to be kind of almost close to equilateral triangles, or they start looking like too much like bat ears, I worry. But so we can extend that out like that and extend that out like that.
Yeah. Oh dear God. Thank you, Releasing the Phoenix, for the £100 tip. The joy I feel every time I manage to catch one of these streams live is immeasurable. That's so nice. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy them. That's what we're here for. We're here to just, you know, chill out and have ludicrous conversations, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Am I able to do a Dutch accent? Absolutely not. Nope, sorry. I've been trying to experiment with more accents on the Pokemon streams. That was the big big goal of the Pokemon streams for me, was to play with more accents and to like try to make sure. So the thing is, like, I would say, okay, the Diamond clan would be one accent, the Pearl clan would be another accent, but if I had a scene where there were 3 different people from the Diamond clan talking to each other, I would need to like figure out ways to make 3 different voices with the same accent for that scene. So, like, 3 different Scottish voices or 3 different Boston accents, that sort of thing.
That could work. That could absolutely work.
It was a really good exercise, and I'm glad I did it, and I want to do more of that stuff. I'm just trying to, like, early on in the Hermcraft season, you know, it's just kind of like, that's got to be the focus, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I figure as the season goes on and, like, you know, I get into more of a rhythm with that, I'm going to come back to games like Pokemon and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Drubaka, thank you for the ludicrous cat ear headphone Joe Hills at the racetrack. So they found a picture of me at a horse race where the top of my head is visible.
I think you're going to end up with multiple tweets of you in various positions with cat ears now.
Mm-hmm.
You bring these things on yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, to be fair, you did genuinely ask for this one.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I didn't.
That letters decal sheet is an excellent graph of the frequency of letters in days of the week. Yeah, there is. It's true. Right. So next month it goes up to the 30th. We end on the 25th. Does it go up to the 30th? Or is...
30 days has September, April, June, and November.
30th.
So, yeah.
So why, oh why?
Welcome, Julia. People are asking about the distinct accents. So, like, for example, the Boston accent might be something like, I say to you today, ZombieCleo, you have done an excellent and outstanding job of creating this notebook. But, like,
no, I haven't.
Yeah, but, like, you could also have somebody with, like, a deeper voice that's still kind of nasal, like, I disagree about Cleo's aptitude. I am not sure that ZombieCleo is indeed pushing herself to her absolute limits. And
because the 20th does not exist.
Well, and like, one thing, though, you can do, too, and I learned this trick from Brendan Adkins. He's like, he was talking about the difference between one of the characters that he voices, who is a professor and a doctor named Profoctor Davies. Neither degree is real. He's just like, well, you know, I knew that I was going to be using that character voice a lot in the show, so I wanted something that was easy to do. So I decided to just do my own voice, but prevent myself from smiling, you know? And you don't realize how much you smile when you talk until you try to do a character that's just your voice with no smile, but you can really hear the difference, you know? So, like, I might try and do the Boston accent for one of the characters, having them smile the whole time, like, I think Cleo is doing a fantastic job. She's just the absolute best at everything. Right? And so that's going to sound distinct from the other two, just from the shape of my mouth doing the smile.
Can you do one without smiling? So we can hear the difference.
I think ZombieCleo... See, I can make it higher, but also not smile. I think ZombieCleo is not doing a very good job. Quite honestly, this is a little bit of a disappointment. So this is just as high as this is, to some degree, but the smile, you kind of... It's a little bit more plosive and things like that because of the shape of my mouth. And, like, there are other things... Oh, go on.
No. I was saying I agree. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And, like, it's funny, too, because, like, the Minnesota, like, American, kind of... Oh, sure accent. The big thing to remember with that is you just pretend that you're, like, out in the cold and you don't want to inhale too much cold air with any, like, oh, sure. Oh, you know, I heard this. But, like, it's one of those things where with certain voices you're inhaling and exhaling a lot. But with that one, you're trying to inhale and you're trying to exchange the smallest amount of air possible with each breath, because otherwise you'll just inhale a bunch of biting cold air at once and be interrupted.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Don't you know?
Okay. I'm trying to fix the mistakes that I made.
I'm proud of you, Leo. That's the first step toward fixing the mistakes that you've made.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
It actually might be the third or fourth step. I'm not really good at fixing the mistakes you made.
I mean, I very rarely make mistakes, so...
Yeah.
You know, that's how this goes. Everybody sit up straight. You have started slouching. You may not realise you started slouching, but you have.
I think adding like a little bit of a smile underneath the kind of mouth folds there is going to help. And I think the whiskers should be very big. I think that's like long whiskers, like very. Okay. I'm trying something here where they're the same lines, just with a break in them.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a dumb cat.
I mean,
in like
that's what you're after, isn't it?
That's what I'm after. Yeah. Oh no, Chewbacca has photoshopped a cat nose onto me as well in one of these. With the caption "arguably worse." Yes, you've made a strong and successful argument.
Yep. It is arguably worse.
Yep.
Thank you for the bits, Mini Cheese Mouse.
Chris Logic says, I think it looks adorable. Wittershin says, I love it. Yeah. I kind of wanted to have some sort of like hair thing. Because May from Night in the Woods has like a triple shock of hair here. Like kind of goes up like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to have that. I was trying to figure out a way to do hair that was kind of like loosely based on my hair, but didn't make it look like sad eyebrows. And so Helical Pixel says he looks like, hi, can I help you? Rotation,
Hi.
who is the expert in being rotation, says, I like how it looks like the animated Cleo is looking intently at Joe's drawings because of the camera rotation.
Yeah, but
well,
I am.
If anyone wants to mess with that, the camera rotates based on the tipping amount, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. A lot of people are saying I love it, so if you want to disrupt their experience...
If you want to disrupt their experience, go right ahead. We're not going to stop you. We're going to encourage you.
Yeah.
Right, let's get this done properly this time, because I screwed up and now I fixed it.
Yeah.
At least I am going to fix it. Remember that 20 is a number that exists.
20's the daintiest number that I ever know.
Okay, Now I can fix everything. It's Canadian. I have to purposely refrain from copying accents. Notorious for copying accents. The thing about copying accents is when your brain just automatically goes, yep, this is fine. And you go, no, that's really insulting. Should stop doing that. What's the brown thing on Tuesday? It's a shell, not a poop. Which is, I know where your brain went, but it's not a poop.
Duskadair says, what if your cat drawing was wearing a headband with cat ears on? I was actually considering just having... This character is so dumb. I was actually considering just drawing him as a human with cat headband ears. And... Because the thing is, so he's technically a divine soul sorcerer. So the thing about sorcerers is they don't actually have to know where they get their magic from. It's just innate, right? And divine soul means, like, somewhere in their bloodline or something, they have some sort of connection with the celestial realm or a god or something. But it's not like a cleric or a paladin where they're sworn to serve that god or where they had to study or anything, right? So I was thinking that this character would kind of see himself as, like, I like to think of myself as, like, a cleric of the universe. Because, like, I'm good at listening to the universe because of my ears.
And just having them being cat ears on her.
Yeah, like, these ears... Yeah, I wear these ears to represent listening. And it's like, but you also already have big ears. Well, that would save me a lot of money on ear replacement, I guess, if I just pointed at those instead. Huh. Like, but yeah, I don't know, like I just, but I really like the idea of playing a dumb magic user, because a lot of people play dumb fighters and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, dumb magic user is much more difficult, but you got to have charisma, which your character has. So,
yeah, the character is a charisma caster as a sorcerer. And
Go on. I'll do it after you finished.
Well, and because of the cleric spell list, most of the spells are... I'm choosing spells that are optimized around either actually helping or amplifying the dumb decisions that other people make, right? Like, what are ways that... What are spells that let me give other people bonuses on their rolls to attempt stupid stuff, right? Because, like, the character's supposed to be very encouraging, so how do I find spells that encourage? And, like, the clerics do have a lot of kind of buff spells. So, yeah, I get to play with the spell list of a cleric without the theological limitations of a cleric. Which I think is fun.
Yeah. Sorry, Corza just said, yep, never played an unintelligent caster, never, ever. One of Corpse's characters was a mechanist? It's like they made things and just, like, everything just spouted fire and was made of meat and was ridiculous. Machinist. No, I don't think it was. Artificer, yeah. And they just made, like, a giant meat dragon and, you know, all sorts of ridiculous things. And it was just I enjoyed that one immensely. But yes, Luke Chris Walker has resubscribed. That 9 months is your Twitch baby. You don't have to worry about that. Thank you very much for that. But yeah, no, playing stupid casters is great. Currently I'm playing a paladin who is an atheist, because you can get away with that now.
Yeah.
But he was an ex-pirate, and he's a paladin of not vengeance. Was he a paladin of? He's a paladin of, like, redemption. So he's, every time he gets into a fight, he's just like, look, I've been where you've been. I know you don't have to do this. He's so bloody annoying. I love him. He's great. He's so fun. So yeah, that's great. Except for the point where he, you know, I don't think we've genuinely killed a sentient creature yet. Like, not properly one that we could reason with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fun.
Let's see. Monsieur Limpé says, is enhanced ability available to Divine Soul sorcerers? It is. Bard, Cleric, Druid, or Sorcerer. So I actually don't have to be Divine Soul to use enhanced ability. But, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not really going for a lot of combat-y spells because, you know, it's a charity event with a bunch of humorists. So I'm expecting it to be kind of more heavy on roleplay. And if there is combat, it's fine if I'm not, like, my character's not intended to be like a super powerful fighter anyway, you know.
No.
But yeah. So I'm picking like I'm like, what are the spells that I didn't know existed? What are the spells that nobody takes because you have to like not take something? Like, what are the spells with the highest opportunity cost, right?
I've started picking things that sound fun rather than picking things that are useful, because everyone else in the party is much more useful than me, and that's always fun. So, you know, I've picked things like, you know, hold person, so I don't have to fight people, sleep. Those are the sort of things that are in my current paladin's repertoire, and I really enjoy that because it's just sort of like it's a different way. And I think we're making our current GM's life a nightmare because we've decided that we're going to get intimately acquainted with the grapple rules.
Oh, the grapple rules are a nightmare for dungeon masters.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, we've got a lot of grappling done in our party. So
nice.
Yeah, Pushed is my current GM. So, yep, and it's just sort of like, yeah, we're going to grapple it. Why? Why are you going to grapple everything you see? Because we've never done it before.
Hey, and it's funny. Thank you for tipping 5. That's gonna get us 5 more degrees of ZombieCleo rotation since the webcam is currently broken.
I'm going to have to go to the bathroom though.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna rotate your camera source. So.
Okay. Well, whilst you're doing that, I'm going to put in my be right back screen.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to leave it up to you.
No.
I'm going to mute myself, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, will your chat be able to hear me?
Yes, they won't be able to hear me, though.
That's fine. Let's see. Arena Snow says, I've noticed that too. Pizza Log says, I have a simplified note card in my DM screen for grappling. Yeah, so for those of you who haven't heard me tell this before, my party in Pathfinder loves grappling, and as a wizard, I actually took telekinetic maneuver, and I took the spell telekinetic maneuver, which lets me grapple with my spell roll, and the feat Titan Wrestler, which lets me grapple things that are size category larger than me, because our monk has the Titan Wrestler feat, and our monk loves trying to grapple things that are, you know, bigger. And anytime the monk does that and fails, then on the next round, I try and telekinetic maneuver grapple the same monster. So I could be like, look, this is how you take a hands-on approach, but like, you know, from back here. Taking spells and feats just to goof on other members of your party is one of those slow burn long game things that really, you know, because like I could make an optimized wizard, but why? It's better to have a wizard that yeah, but and like let's see, yeah, because our monk loves grappling, and we also have a I don't think they don't call it a paladin in Pathfinder, but kind of the paladin equivalent of Caden Kylean, who's like a Bacchus type of, it's like a drinking god who loves freedom, and that character loves grappling because even though like technically wrestling somebody is temporarily restraining their liberty, allowing them to live rather than just like slitting their throat gives them liberty in the future, you know. So yeah. So we've got 2 members of the party that use physical grapples, and then I jump in with the spell grapple. Zatar Black says, any input on how Pathfinder is different from D&D? Well, Pathfinder 2e has a different action economy, which I like a lot, and honestly, there's a bunch of setting stuff, which if you're doing your own homebrew setting, it doesn't matter as much. Um, like, the reason that I am playing in a Pathfinder campaign is because my friend Quinn is running a Pathfinder campaign. If he was running a D&D campaign, I would be playing D&D. If he was running something else, I would be playing that. Whoever, kind of in my circles, whoever runs the game calls the game, you know? And so we're playing together because we like each other, not because it's like I want a specific gaming experience, you know? But Quinn is actually a writer for Paizo, the company that runs D&D, as a freelance gig. And so he writes for them on the side. And so he likes to experiment with stuff that either he sees other people doing that he thinks is interesting, or he wants to try his own stuff. So how is it? I mean, honestly, if you've got a group that already loves 5th edition and has all the books, it's fine. If you don't have all the books already, Pathfinder's a good option too. Check them out and see what feels better for you and your friends, you know?
I think back. After... Yeah, sorry, I was going to say, if you like D&D, over time, your party will probably go, well, I tried this system, and this is how I feel about it. So, you know, yeah. you end up different ones. You end up, like, yeah.
It's, I don't know, like... It's not one of those things where I have strong feelings about it either way. I'm glad that different people are making different things, and you know, I'll play what people are playing.
I mean, there are certain settings and things that I think work with different GMs.
Mm-hmm.
So, like playing Dogs in the Vineyard, which is out of print now. I really adored that campaign and that setting,
mm-hmm.
but it's never really worked for me since. So, you know, it's just a case of it worked for that one guy, but no one else, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So, how does the center? Hang on, did Courts tell you about the center warhorse, which was great?
No.
Hang on, I need to scroll up for this. Winged goo-covered center cavalier sorcerer, dual wielding lances as they rode to battle on their war. Yeah, apparently that's the thing. Like, medium creatures can ride horses. Centaurs are medium creatures.
So centaurs can ride horses.
Horses.
Well, that's...
Can also be ridden.
That's where half centaurs come from, I guess.
So you can have a centaur on a horse with another centaur on that centaur. You can have centaurs all the way down, is what I'm saying, technically speaking.
Okay.
Technically. If you're ignoring weight rules, then you absolutely can.
Okay. Matthew Lavis says, ask your dungeon master what system is right for you. And
they'll say, whatever I tell you to.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing. Mahi0 says, it's funny because Divine Soul Sorcerer is able to be one of the highest single target DPS casters in the game. Or damage per round, DPR. Wait, so how? Not because I want to do it, but because I want to do the opposite. And if I know exactly what people would want me to do, it's easier for me to be funnier while doing the opposite. So how would I make the highest damage per round caster as a Divine Soul Tabaxi Sorcerer? Because I'm curious. I want to set it up like I'm about to do that in the first fight. Like, you know, I could tell a story where I think back and I remember a time when I was a young adventurer and I saw these 4 things in one place, and the 4 things are like the 4 elements of the spells that you would use to do the absolute ludicrous damage. And then I'm just gonna be like, and here's my Ray of Frost cantrip, because that's the only damage spell I have.
Do I want to use this? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay there, Joe.
Yeah.
You sure?
I think so. I'm just I'm thinking about costume now. Like I'm doing like rough fashion sketches. I think because the character is inspired by Ted Theodore Logan that I should have kind of a medieval equivalent. So
A waistcoat and
for example, like instead of the vest, I'm trying to figure out, like, do I want to have like a black leather vest, or do I want to have, because that they did have black leather, you know, and they had vests back then. Um, but like, um, should it be, because of his clerical or divine nature? Should it be just a vestment, like an actual, what the religious would call a stole, which is like a fancy scarf that hangs down and has a similar cut from, if you see it from the front, it has a cut similar to a vest, but if you look at it from the sides or back, it's different. You know what I mean?
I do, which worries me, to be honest.
And then also he has the shirt tied around his waist, and I like the idea of having that kind of like open, like almost something that you know, it could almost be a cassock, but not quite, because you know, in the same color though that as the shirt that Ted wears. He's got he's got black shorts with sweatpants underneath rolled up, which is really cool as a costume element. And I didn't understand why you would do that until I tried it. It's actually super comfortable.
Of course it is.
And I guess the other thing is, in California, like they might have like wild temperature swings at night and stuff, depending on, you know, because San Dimas is closer to the desert and further from the sea, you know, and so having an extra shirt around your waist and sweatpants you can pull down or roll up into your shorts is actually like a really, it's actually a very ready to go outfit. For the climate.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Glitch Cities describes a stole as a non-looping scarf. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Melora says, grew up by San Dimas, can confirm cold mornings, hot days, cool evenings. Thank you, Melora.
Okay. It's clever. Clever. I like.
Yeah, so trying to figure out, like, so the t-shirt would probably, instead of being a t-shirt, be like a button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up.
Okay.
So add a... Is this in frame? Yeah, it is. Okay. So button-up shirt. No tie.
This row. This row. This row. Like hearing about all the people that are, like, in their D&D characters. Like, D&D community is relatively inclusive. Although you need to be careful. Like, I'm gonna say, as a woman, you need to be careful that you get the right group, because there are some sketchy people that used to play D&D back in the day. So
I do think that as the community has grown, though, that proportion of the community hasn't grown proportionately.
No.
Or that portion of the community hasn't grown proportionately. I think some people who are kind of sketchy might have used D&D as a haven or an outlet for that stuff. But, like, these days, there's been such an explosion in the player base, but the number of weird, sketchy people in the society has stayed the same, so it's diluted it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it has. I definitely experienced, like, it might be because I'm older. I'm not gonna lie, that might be the case. But I have definitely, I mean, to be fair, I've been playing with my group for like 6 years now. But 10 years ago, I had some really nasty things happen to me.
Hmm.
So, you know, I will always say that there is a set of people out there that will use this to, let's say, explore their darkest fantasies. Let's put it like that, because they're weird.
Yeah.
So just be careful with stranger groups, and if something makes you uncomfortable, tell the GM, and if the GM does nothing, leave.
Mm-hmm.
Because don't subject yourself to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Been in and left one of those groups. Yeah. Yeah, you've got to find the right people.
Okay, Mahi Zero is saying that if I did Divine Soul Sorcerer / Warlock combo, that's how you get the high damage. Well, I'm not going to do a Warlock combo, because the whole charm of the character is that the magic is unsourced.
Yeah.
And a Warlock has to make a pact to get their magic. So,
yeah. No D&D is better than bad D&D. Fact. Sorry, the people in my chat just continuing the conversation.
Yeah. And Noria says Warlocks are creepy. Yeah, Warlocks are
great.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is like, yeah, I came up with the idea that if you wanted to play as a character like Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap, you could. He's basically his own Warlock patron in the show, where he withholds information from himself and jumps himself around time with a scrambled.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like basically in between the episodes, he's fully himself bouncing around time, figuring out where to send splinters of himself to like fix the timeline. But the splinters of himself don't have, like, they have like only the memories that they need in order to accomplish the mission and nothing else, because he needs to keep most of his consciousness like in the outside the timeline space, if that makes any sense.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cold Dawn, for gifting a sub. Thank you very, very much indeed.
And like this is one of those things that's kind of like revealed in the final episode, because like throughout the show he's always mad that he feels like he's being jerked around the timeline, and he finds out he's been the one jerking himself around the timeline. Because
quantum leaping.
So I've actually got a rough homebrew Warlock thing, kind of loosely modeled after that, but I can't call it the Sam Beckett or whatever and sell that. So, yeah.
That sounds like an. I hate people that use D&D to be horrible. Because D&D is fun and collaborative and wonderful. And people who use it to be poop heads are poop heads.
Welcome on.
Oh, hey, Lainey. I didn't see it was you. This is Lainey Bug.
Oh, not Janie Lainey.
Someone I know, not Janie.
Okay. Well, sometimes Janie Laney hangs out in your chat instead of mine, which is fine. No judgment.
Which is fine.
Your chat's better moderated.
I don't know if I would say better moderated, but it definitely is moderated.
It's more actively moderated?
Yes, it is. And I prefer that because, sometimes people aren't very nice to me.
No, that's fine. Not that people aren't nice to you, but that you have a different.
I mean, no, I took it the way it was meant, Joe. So you're fine.
It's fine that you are doing things your own way to protect yourself. I don't see that as a judgment on my mechanisms or processes.
It was on Twitch today instead of YouTube, which is weird for you. That's cool. That's cool. I actually like that as a little mini setup that just speaks to me with the little. I like the thin tape. The thin tape is good. The You were AFK. What now? I was just saying you basically did a good job. Because people aren't very nice to me. I'm sorry. Mods chime in like, we can hear you, you know. I didn't say anything bad about you this time. I'm sorry I was being nice. People who bully me are in fact my mods. This time I think all my mods can agree that I am a harsh taskmaster who expects things done perfectly 100% of the time, because, you know, otherwise madness abounds.
So yeah, I'm thinking that, like, instead of having the shirt so like in the traditional Ted Theodore Logan costume, you would have the shirt sleeves tied around the waist, covering where the belt is. But I'm almost thinking of having this be more expressive, like a cummerbund type thing. Where instead, so it's like thicker around here.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of drapes down, kind of like a cassock or a skirt, but that's open in the front.
That sounds good, actually.
Yeah.
Are me and Joe having a lovely day? That's a question. No, it was, I hope you're having a lovely day. But are we? Can we genuinely say that?
So I actually don't know enough about what the word lovely means. Like, if somebody's really trying to ask me that, like...
Are you having a lovely day, Joe?
Well, like, that's the thing, is, like, you know, for example, this is... I got a what do you call it? Smartwatch, right? Mm-hmm. And I take my kid to the library for, like, the 3-year-old reading time or whatever. And the children's librarian sees my watch and goes, "Oh, that's one of those. Do you just love it?" And I'm like,
no.
I'm like,
I like it.
It's a good watch. I'm like, I'm happy with the purchase. You know, I found it's great when I'm pushing a stroller because I can see my texts without getting my hand off the rail, off the handles or whatever. You know, but like, you know, that's the sort of question that's gonna haunt me for years. The fact that I'm bringing it up now means I still haven't, like.
Well, considering you're talking about that she was 3.
Yeah, so that's like 6 years ago. Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't know that the word love is appropriate there, but like maybe I'm too narrow-minded. Like,
I like it a bunch is the answer to that. It's okay. I like it.
I'm happy with it. I feel like is usually how I would respond to that sort of, like.
I would repeat that, Corpse, but that is a very 90s UK thing.
Lunar Lumina says, isn't exaggeration just part of the manners of speech? That's what I'm saying. From an etiquette standpoint, I'm going to give the appropriate answer for the situation. I know what the appropriate answer is, which is, yeah, I like it. It's good when I'm using the stroller because I don't have to get my phone out. It's been really handy, you know. I talk about what about it to me I love, or quote-unquote love, right? I give a personalized answer to a question that's very enthusiastic. But it also is one of those things that, like, on some level I'm like, am I deficient because I'm not capable of expressing love in this way that this other person is? Like,
I mean,
I think the answer is no, because it's a watch. But like,
we're deficient in many ways, Joe, but like not recognizing love.
Yeah,
I don't think that's you necessarily. I think that's something you're very capable of.
Yeah, I'm fine at loving loving people, but like, you know, it's like, am I missing out on some of the experiential joy of life by not?
I mean, arguably, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so,
But is it necessary? Is it necessary to love everything?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's fine to say, like, in the same way, like, the smartwatch was kind of like getting a better stroller because it made
Right.
pushing the stroller better and easier. And
Mm-hmm.
I still have one now, primarily for heart rate tracking to make sure I don't have too much caffeine. So there's like a health element.
Jesus Christ, Joe. How much caffeine do you have?
I don't keep track, so I need to track the symptoms.
Jesus, Joe. One of those things is easier to track than the other.
Okay, well, for some people, different people are good at different things.
No, Joe.
Well,
Okay.
no, I mean, here's the thing, though, is actually, though, just having the watch reminds me to only have, like, one coffee in the morning and one in the afternoon. Because I also know whether it's morning or afternoon better.
Okay.
Like, it actually does help.
I'm going to believe you on this one because I don't really, but I'm going to trust you.
Well,
Because
I
that
mean,
seems like a terrible measuring device. As somebody who drinks like a reasonable amount of caffeine, is it affecting my heart?
I used
It
to
seems like
I used to have my heart, like, my heart would start racing sometimes because I was drinking too much caffeine. And then once I got a watch with a heart rate monitor in it, I was just like continuously more aware. Like, the watch itself just reminds me not to drink too much caffeine because I bought it to help me not drink as much caffeine, right?
a
It's
task goes, a watch that helps keep track of the time of day it is.
I know.
Who would have thought that a watch could help you do that the way that you're suggesting, Joe?
I know. No, but that's what I'm saying is the watch actually does help me with this goal. I got my so the first smartwatch I got didn't have the heart tracker because they didn't have the heart rate tracker built in yet. And then I
Uh-huh.
upgraded to one that did have one a year or two later when that one broke cuz like I was carrying my daughter like up a stairwell and she moved a weird way and it like got slammed into a brick wall basically when I was trying to like
Right.
stop her from wriggling out of my arms. Uh and so I was like, well, should I replace it? Oh, the new one has a heart rate monitor, and I've been having trouble keeping track of how much caffeine I'm drinking. Maybe that would be good. And it worked.
God, Joe. I'm not judging. I am.
Matthew Lavis says different people are good at different things. I can't stop laughing. How is that funny? That's true. That's true. But basically, to some degree, like, getting the watch was like tattooing on my wrist, don't drink too much caffeine. And it's just always there on my wrist now. So I don't drink as much caffeine. And I haven't had any heart racing problems since I got it, which would have been probably 5 years ago now, I guess. If my daughter was 3 when
Yeah.
I got the first one, it'd be 5 or 6 years ago I got the second one to replace it when it broke. Because I got the first one as a gift from my day job, as like a for
Mm-hmm.
Christmas thing.
Wow. That sounds like appreciation. A job's allowed to do that?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the smartwatch is like $350, and like, you know, some places give you a bonus that's 10% of your salary for Christmas. So, you know,
I've never had a job that gives me any kind of bonus for Christmas.
well, yeah. So I'm just saying it's one of those things where it's like, well, this is nicer than not getting a smartwatch, but it also would have been nice to get 10% of my salary, like people who work in finance or something, you know?
Oh, yeah, but they can't write off an extra 10% of your salary.
Not
They
this
can write off gifts.
kind of. They can. It depends on how the bonuses are structured, and there's, yeah. Wittershin says it's cheaper to tie a string on the finger. Yeah, but this has like a magnetic clasp. Ooh, magnetic. Ooh.
See, I got a Fitbit recently. I'm not wearing it, as you can tell, but like that's because I'm trying to keep track of like actually doing stuff.
Well, this
So
does keep track of my like movement and getting up and exercising and stuff too, though.
magnetic string. Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll all be jealous of Joe and his magnetic string.
Yeah, I got the fancy watch band right after the divorce because I was like, I'm gonna start going on dates again, presumably at some point, and it'd be nice to have like a nice watch band for when I go out.
And then COVID.
And then COVID hit, and so then I ended up I switched back to the elastic band, and this magnetic one is just sitting in a drawer for like since COVID hit basically. And there was something that happened last week where I had to go somewhere nice, and I forget what it was, and I've just been too lazy to put the elastic the elastic sports band back on. What did I have to dress up for? Man, it wasn't the bank to get a loan because I still need to do that. That's I think one of the reasons I left it on there is because I was planning once I got my taxes done to go to the bank and apply for like a small loan so I can start rebuilding my credit so I can get a house later. I don't need a loan, but I need a house in 2 years, and I can't get a house in 2 years if I don't go borrow $300 now and pay it back or something stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that.
So
I think I might need to start putting things on my credit card and paying them off instantly.
Yeah.
Myself, so I get you.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably do both. I'm gonna try and get a signature loan and a credit card through the bank. But the thing is, last time I applied for a credit card, because of COVID and a bunch of people losing their jobs, they weren't giving anybody a card basically who was like recently severed ties with their employer. And it's like, oh good, that's me. So
that's actually me. Yeah.
Mini Cheese Mouse says you could use a loan for the camera. Well, I mean, I'm gonna go buy the webcam out of I have money set aside for replacing equipment that breaks, but
because it's really important that that's a thing that you have.
Yeah, but I'm also accepting tips to given that fund is going to need to be replenished after I spend that money. Well, no, I mean I'm being upfront about people. I'm not saying like, oh no,
no, that's absolutely fair. It was just the way you just sort of segued into that was pretty cool.
Well, because the thing is, there's kind of two types of a problem like this. There's something is broken and I have an emergency fund, and something is broken and I don't have an emergency fund. Without the emergency fund, I would be coming to you guys and going, oh no, this thing just broke. I'm screwed. How I need, blah, blah, blah. What I'm saying is something just broke. I have an emergency fund. I'm going to use money from that fund to fix it immediately. But if you want to help me replenish that, so if something else breaks, it's not now in the oh no, there's no money in the emergency fund category, right? Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, no, it's 100% makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I so far I've never had anything break 100% of as an emergency, and I'm dreading the day that is a thing.
I really have tried. I feel like keeping a fund like that is one of the ways that I can demonstrate respect for my audience and my supporters.
Oh yeah, I've got a fund that's like that these days. I didn't working as a teacher. Absolutely not. Couldn't afford a fund like that.
Yeah, I feel like it seems presumptuous of me not if you can afford it, it's presumptuous to not do it. Just going the viewers will bail me out. It's no, that's
absolutely. That's just
I do believe that people here would help me if I needed it, but I think that I should show appreciation and respect for the help they've already given me by keeping some of that set aside to deal with stuff like this on the fly.
But it's
another JT says, the question is, does fundraising work better if it's for an emergency fund or if it's for a new thing? Well, the thing is, you're going to get more people giving for an actual emergency you have no money for because people know you're screwed and they want to help out. But I feel like that's abusive to lean on that if you don't have to.
Well, it's like when my fridge died, for example. I wasn't asking for anything, but I did mention it in one of these streams that my fridge had absolutely died a death, and I was concerned. And people just started giving money. That's why I feel like I have to be careful about what I say in regards to struggles that I'm having on this thing.
Yeah.
Because people will just automatically go, well, she's obviously having trouble. I need to donate money. I need to donate hundreds and hundreds, and it's like, you don't. I can deal with it. It's nice that you do.
Yeah.
And it does help bunches, but I don't want to I don't want to be reliant on that kind of.
Well, and I will say it does affect what I buy too, because if people like because like when I go to the store to replace the webcam today, right, there's gonna be 2 or 3 different models. One of them might cap out at 720p, one of them might do 1080p at 30 frames a second, one of them might do 1080p at 60 frames a second. If I know that I'm walking there with enough money, like people are already replenishing part of what I'm spending, I'm more likely to go for the higher end one, because for one thing, I know that I'm not completely blowing out the emergency fund. And for another thing, I want to demonstrate my appreciation for the community by reinvesting in better tools that will make their experience better.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Atas says, I'm baffled by the fact that working as a teacher earns a person much less than working as a streamer. Why the heck do teachers not earn enough to have savings? Like, I am so much better off streaming than I ever was as a teacher. And I think that's only come into it now, because it wasn't always the case. So teachers are underpaid. I'm just going to say that teachers are underpaid for the stuff they have to go through.
Yeah. Well, and also one thing to keep in mind is that Cleo has been an entertainer for 12 years now. And so, yeah, a lot of people who are just getting started in streaming aren't going to make money competitive with being a teacher, but somebody who's been honing their craft for 12 years is going to potentially warrant a premium in terms of like that sort of thing.
And and initially starting out, I mean people have, you guys have seen, you know, when things get really hectic and like donations are coming in thick and fast, you've seen it. Thank you, Sven, for the gifted sub to Atast. But okay, that was a jump scare. It hasn't come through yet. But yeah, you guys have seen it when people donate like huge amounts. Like Mother of Kobol's just gifted 10 community gift subs. Thank you very much. It can get absolutely crazy. I mean, one of the stream days, the Hermitcraft stream days, like one of those days got really out of hand, and I ended up earning more than sometimes I do in a month. You know, and
yeah.
But I can't rely on that, if you know what I mean.
And that's one of the things I've kind of had to explain to my daughter, because she's like, you know, she'll ask about my schedule and streaming and stuff, and I'm like, well, one of the things about streaming is you never know when you start the stream if it's going to be a night where you make almost nothing, or it's going to be a night where you make as much as you would in your worst month of the year. And so, you know, to some degree, you know, if you don't show up, you don't find out.
Yeah.
And so, it's just kind of one of those things, like...
Sorry, Ladybug.
Oh, what's going on with Ladybug?
Oh, no, Ladybug says, I'm a small, fragile, dramatic, struggling artist. You can't jump scare me like that. One of my jump scares just went off. Okay. It's not the worst one, Ladybug. By far, it's not the worst one. Just a warning. It's, yeah, it's a special one. But yeah, like the jump scares are partly a way to everyone sit up straight. That's one that's just been redeemed. It's partly a way to, like, in some ways thank the people for donating, but also, you know, so that they get something for their donation. Because they get that interaction with the stream, and, you know, and blah, 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 blah. So, like, I don't enjoy the jump scares particularly. Some I enjoy, but they're there to act as a thank you, but also as a way to give something back that I wouldn't necessarily be able to do any other way. You know, because Twitch is funny. You're doomed. You screamed. I'm sorry. And it's 3 a.m. and you interrupted her murder show. Oh my goodness. That's oh
man.
That yeah, my parents would not be impressed either.
Oh my god.
A tangible reward. Yeah, it's a tangible reward. It's a punishment for me, but people enjoy the punishments.
Oh,
I've found.
yeah, I was gonna say this is probably one of those bad questions, like
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes people will ask streamers, and so I don't want to put you on the spot if the answer is very unpleasant. But
Mm-hmm.
like, when was the last time you screamed uncontrollably? Because for me, this is another watch story. We're bringing it all back full circle here. The reason my daughter owns a watch is
Mm-hmm.
because one day I was on a call for a stream that I wasn't streaming myself. I was like a guest on someone else's stream at like 2 a.m. So I'm on my
Uh-huh.
laptop with my headset on, sitting at like a little table outside the kitchen. Because I could like get up and get snacks and drinks or whatever easily. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't my show. I could be a little bit less, I was less on
Yeah.
the hook, right? But I've got my
Yeah.
headphones on, so I can't hear anything. And um, all of a sudden, my daughter is like right behind me at 2 in the morning in the dark, and like I just sense her there, and like I like turned around, like just started screaming uncontrollably. Because like it was like a ghost, and I was just like, what are you doing? What are you eventually, like at first it was just incomprehensible screaming, because like it was like the girl from The Ring came up behind me or something, right? and and so I'm just like, what are you? And she's like, I was checking to see if it was 6 a.m. yet. And I was like, wait, you come all the way from your bedroom to the kitchen to see if you're allowed to be out of bed yet? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm buying you a watch. Like,
Yeah, no, that's like, but if you're asking me, I have a very easy to trigger startle reflex,
uh-huh.
and I will scream. Um, with I'm getting better at the jump scares, but still, sometimes the jump scares make me scream still.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the jump scares are basically the last time I screamed without being able to stop myself.
Yeah.
And also, when I do ghost hunting with my friend Corpse, who is in the chat,
Yeah.
when I scream there, that's something that I can't help as well, because I am generally a terrified person, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I have a very strong startle reflex, and I will hit people. So, you know, it might not be hard because I am weak and feeble, but you know, I'll definitely punch a person.
Yeah.
So test me, guys. Test me.
I think one of my goals for meeting you is to not startle you.
Don't.
Because I don't think that either of us would like the result.
No. Probably not.
People are saying that
have...
the cat should have something on his tail. I don't think that's I don't think that's something cats do. Do cats put that? Like, I've seen like cats with bells on their, like a neck thing, like a collar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't like the. In some ways, having some sort of clerical collar would be kind of funny, like a white clerical collar with a bell on it.
Mm-hmm.
Could be amusing, like a priest's collar, but with a bell. I wasn't going to have the character have a collar though. But
yeah, it doesn't.
Go on.
It doesn't seem to fit the aesthetic of the character, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I wanted to have a white button-down shirt rather than a black one, whereas like the priests, they actually call priests call those black outfits they wear with the white collar their clerics. That's their clerical streetwear, basically.
See you later, Waffle.
As opposed to like their ritual garments that they wear during services.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna put anything on the cat's tail. I think I'm just gonna leave that as an easy to draw double squiggle, because otherwise I won't draw it. If I'll forget it exists.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'd do the same.
Banner says, you triggered my fight or flight response, and I'm a flightless bird. Oh man, cassowaries are brutal. Yeah, don't get in a fight with a cassowary.
Wasn't intending to, but
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's this kind of really.
Oh, I know what a cassowary is. But...
There's if you were like, it's funny because they're like, oh, D&D, let's make cat people, or let's make bird people. Like if you were gonna make an interesting kind of bird person, maybe instead of making them eagle based, make them cassowary based.
Oh god, yeah, I would play a cassowary in a heartbeat.
That'd be really cool. Now I'm like, I spent 2 weeks working on this character design. I just picked out all the spells, and it's like, or I could re-roll as a cassowary monk or something.
Can I be a cassowary?
Cassowaries remember being dinosaurs. Yeah, good point, Liara.
That's a good statement. I like it.
And yeah, Xenon Murder basically said the same thing. If you want proof birds evolved from dinosaurs, look at the cassowary.
Emu, whoa, emu.
1100 Pathuspak says cassowary Aarakocra. Cassowary Aarakocra, cassowary Aarakocra. I love the number of syllables. Good job, 1100.
Didn't evolve from dinosaurs. They are the dinosaurs. Who looked at evolution and said, "No thanks.
Yeah.
I'm good."
Yeah, Liara says they were like, never mind on the whole flying thing. I'm just gonna go back to ripping things to shreds.
I'm good. I'm good. There's nothing there for me. It's fine.
Somebody said Matthew Lavis says magpie based. I think there is actually a class based on
Kenku.
Yeah, the Kenkus.
They're ravens, really.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. They're more raven than magpie. But yeah, okay, so that, or not class, that's a species, I guess. So yeah, there's the Aarakocra and the Kenku are two different bird species. But yeah, I think that of the two, the Aarakocra is closer to the cassowary if you're from a rules standpoint. Although the flightless flight thing, I think, breaks it.
The Kenku are weird, mostly because they have no voices of their own.
Yeah, they can only repeat things.
And they have to steal voices from other people. Which I find confusing as an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Drew Baca says, I played a Kenku bard once. It was so much fun. I think it's an interesting... The reason I think I would enjoy playing a Kenku is because I talk too much at the table if I'm not careful. And it would force me to really think before I talked. It might make the game more fun for other people if I'm more cautious about speaking.
That's fair.
Hey, we got a new Patreon patron at the $5 tier. Just so you know, I have to manually send those invites out. I usually do those in a batch within the next business day, so thank you very much. You can expect that sometime in the next day or so. Okay.
I've kept my billing for Patreon at the beginning of the month because that way I can't be expected to keep on dropping in and out because my brain couldn't cope with that.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's a really strong candidate for delegating in terms of like, oh, sending these invites is something anybody could do. But because you have access to the people's Patreon info, I'm not comfortable delegating that because it's got emails and names and stuff. And so, until, like, if I was at the point where I had, like, a full-time employee, somebody who's, like, signed, you know,
contract,
you know, like, with specific stuff about people's personal info. But, like, that's not, like, a revolving door job that you just let anybody do. You know what I mean?
No.
And also, I feel like it's important, too, for when I send somebody a welcome message for them to actually, like, know it's from me. Like, hey, you know, which is, sometimes it takes an extra day or two because it's from me and I'm not available, but, you know. Ladybug says, why are we drawing a cat? This is for an upcoming D&D charity event benefiting Child's Play called Mercy Road. I should have written... I think I had it written at the top of the page last time, like the actual dates and stuff, and then I didn't rewrite it. No, I just wrote Scream Stream Dream. Okay.
Can I just say, I like this layout that we've got going on here. This feels really nice to do. And that's my handwriting, guys, in case any of you wanted to know.
Oh, that's nice.
Tiny.
Oh, it's funny too because your window at this current rotation is completely aligned with my wrist, so it looks like I've got like a hollow watch projecting upward the the window from your stream.
I have nice handwriting. That is teacher handwriting. That is year 6 handwriting that needs to go on a board. So, but yeah, I'm happy with that.
I can never remember if Child's Play Charity is, if the apostrophe is after the D or the S. Let me. Child's Play Charity.
Okay, I'm actually done.
I mean, I think I could be at a stopping point too if you are.
Yeah, I think I'm at a stopping point because next week we will go on to start with May, I think. So.
Awesome.
So yeah. Cracking, guys. I think we're going to call it there. I'm going to say goodbye to Joe and then send people off.
Yep. We usually break into our own chats. So, Cleo, it's been delightful. I will catch you later, and then I'll say goodbye to my own stream.
Okay. Bye-bye, Joe.
Bye, Cleo. Disconnecting from the face group. Or voice group. Agent 10P07 says, why know more about the pencils you're using? These are just Derwent Pro colors. They're not a sponsor or anything. I just was at the art store and I liked them. Am I posting these solid references on Twitter for the artists? I'm trying to design the character so that I can make a character profile for the game, in case my dungeon master wants to show it on screen or whatever. And I owe a character sheet by the 1st. So, yay. Yeah, the name of the character is Handleton Beestinger. Okay, so let's go see what's going on in the broader Twitch, because honestly, the workers outside seem to be back at the gas-powered tools. I don't know how much of that's picking up, but it's really annoying to me to have that noise in the background on the stream, so I am not tempted to keep going. You know what? It was Music Man's birthday yesterday, and I wasn't streaming, so we didn't actually raid Music Man. Why don't we go ahead and raid Music Man? And normally I'd say our raid message is, howdy y'all, Joe Hill's raid here. But happy belated birthday, Joe Hill's raid here will work. Let's go ahead and /raid Music Man 1017. Alrighty, well thank you so much for everybody for coming out tonight, or today. I feel like we've got a character design here that kind of works. I'm really excited about it. So until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee.